Hello, welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. I have here on the desk in front of me just what I have left over from my Bloom with Grace paper collection. I'm going to use this along with these fabulous wood grain papers. This is from the annual catalog. These are all double-sided and just gorgeous wood grain textures and tones, and I'm just showing you the back side there. So lots of good stuff, and I'm so happy it's going to be around for the entire year. So I'm going to use this paper for my scrapbook layout today, and I have a photo of one of my best friends and we were hiking in a slot canyon in Escalante. For my base page, I have a sheet of the vanilla cardstock, and I want to just add a kind of the rule of thirds. We're going to do 4 inches. So I'm trimming this down on my paper trimmer. I'm going to put this on the border over on the right hand side. And this piece is from the Bloom with Grace. It's already cut, but check that out. Does that not look like just a continuation of the rock that we're standing in front of? So this is kind of an ombre distressed paper, and I don't want to lose that. So I'm trimming it from the top and bottom, and I decide I want to trim it even more to give a full inch border on both the top and bottom. So just trimming it from either side, and that keeps that faded area in the center. So this sticker is from the Bloom with Grace sticker sheet, and I also have this Picture My Life card, and I want to fussy cut that little kind of semicircle of flowers. So I went ahead and did that off camera. While I was at it, I went ahead and fussy cut more flowers from this sunflower pattern paper. I love fussy cutting from pattern paper. It just makes a ton of inexpensive embellishments. I cut my title, it's the word adventure. I cut this out on my Cricut, and it's not really showing up there. So I get the idea to move it to this side, and I think that looks better. So I'm just going to move this embellishment cluster to the opposite side, and it looks great. Before I get carried away, I think I want to add some splatter. So I have my shimmer pen. This is Sugar Plum, which was the color of the year last year. And I'm going to put down my all-purpose mat. Now I did use some temporary adhesive to adhere that to my mat, so I can just pull that up, put it down on my all-purpose mat, and this is perfect for anything messy. So I want to get that, good and saturated on the tip, and I'm just going to smack it with my pen and create a little concentrated area of the shimmer or splatters right there. So if you get more on the brush, you'll get bigger drops, and you just kind of go like so, and it looks great. Little details make a big difference. So I'll go ahead and clean up my mat real quick, and we can get this back onto our Versamat. Now I can go ahead and use my tape runner to adhere down my pattern paper layers here. So I love using the Versamat because it has the measurement grid, so it makes it super easy to line up there. And then we'll bring this piece in, and again, just using a little tape runner, and I can use those grid lines to line it up top and bottom and make sure I am right where I want to be. I love how that paper just jives with the photo. It's perfect, and I love it when it works that way. I'm wanting to add some of these Picture My Life cards. Since my title's cut in the espresso color, I want to add more of that to the layout. So this, I think, looks really interesting tucked behind the photo, and I want to do another one kind of off to the bottom portion. I think the yellow is a bit too bold, so I'm going to keep thumbing through these and trying a few others until I find one I'm happy with. And yeah, I think that looks best. We're going to go with that one. So I can set the rest of those cards off to the side, and then just bringing in these little sunflowers that I have trimmed from my pattern paper. And we'll just kind of layer those up there. Now there's not any yellow in the photo, but that's okay. I have such a neutral color palette, I can add that pop of yellow. So I have another photo that I want to incorporate. This is just a picture of the slot canyon as we're walking into it. It was just really cool. You couldn't help but, let's see what's around the next bend. You just wanted to keep going forever. Very fun hike. I'm just tucking the last of the little embellishments and stickers, and I did go ahead and remove the adhesive off of the back of these stickers so I can move them around. Just something I like to do. And this one, yeah, I don't think that one's going to work out. So I'm going to go ahead and add some wood to this layout. These are the Bloom with Grace wood shapes, and then I have the assorted arrows. So I love using arrows, and the wood adds an interesting texture and another color to the layout. The arrows are designed to kind of lead your eye, so keep that in mind when you're placing them. I have this little wooden heart that I'm going to put layered right over the little yellow circle. And I'm just searching through, there's chevrons here, but they're all different sizes. So I want 3 of the same size, and we'll just put these below kind of as another, arrow pointing across the layout just to draw your eye and lead your eye. I like to use the liquid glass with the fine tip applicator on my wood shapes to adhere those down. You want to be careful because it does have a glossy finish, so if you squish it all over the place, you're going to see that shine around the wood shapes. Occasionally it does get clogged up. I just use some warm water with the liquid glass, but the cap does have a nice pen, so make sure that when you put it back together that you line that pin up so it helps prevent the clogging of the nozzle. To adhere my title down, I'm going to use the Tombow Mono liquid adhesive, and I'm just literally going along with a nice little fine bead, and the letters are thicker, so it makes it a little easier. I did print out 3 of the words adventure and stacked them all together to give it a little raised dimension. So I'm going to just pop a acrylic block on top of that to hold it down while it dries, and then I can just move over and do my journaling. And I'm basically on this layout just writing, this is Bonnie and I at Cottonwood Narrows North in Escalante, and then the date. This was actually this summer, July 2020. Her family and my family, we piled in our motorhomes and we just headed out for 2 weeks and saw some amazing things. So I have lots of pictures to share with you guys. It was such a fun trip. Hiking through this slot canyon was one of the first things we did on our trip, so we were just really jazzed and really energized, and it was a lot of fun. I'm just adding a bit of foam to the back of my journaling block here, and I'm going to pop that up, just slightly overlapping my photo like so. I can go ahead and remove my blocks because my title is dry. And now it's not done if you don't add a little bling. So I have some adhesive back sequins, and I'm just going to add a few sparkles around each of my little embellishment clusters just to finish it off, add another texture and an element of shine. Just kind of fussing with the placement here. These are from my stash. I've definitely had these for a while, so I'm glad to be using up my supplies. I'm just basically putting 3 around each, and I think that's enough. It looks good. So here's the finished layout. Check out that splatter. You can't see the shine, but it is there. It looks really cool when you're looking at it in person, and lots of texture and elements going on here. A lot of fun. You can check out the description box below. I'll have all the supplies I use linked there. If you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you spending time with me.